Some moments in life don't hurt because they are loud or dramatic. They hurt because they happen quietly, in front of people whose opinions matter. That was the kind of moment he walked into that day. It was supposed to be an ordinary meeting. Familiar faces, neutral expressions. He had prepared carefully, staying up late, reviewing every detail until it felt safe in his mind. He didn't feel proud, he just felt ready. Or at least, he thought he was. Halfway through his presentation, something shifted. A number didn't align. Just one detail, small, correctable. Before he could explain, a voice interrupted him. "Are you sure this is right?" There was a pause, then a quiet laugh. Not everyone joined in, but enough people did. Enough to change the air. Another comment followed, softer but sharper. "We should probably have someone double-check this." The moment stretched. Eyes moved from the screen to him. His chest tightened. He felt heat rise in his face, that familiar urge to protect himself, to explain the pressure he'd been under, to remind them of the work he'd done, to point out that others had made mistakes too. He realized that the room was no longer interested in the mistake. It was interested in his reaction. If he defended himself now, the moment would grow. The error would turn into a story, and he would be at the center. So instead, he paused. He took a slow breath, and he said calmly, "I'll review that." Nothing more. No explanation, no frustration, no visible emotion. The silence felt heavier than the laughter. People shifted in their seats. Someone cleared their throat. The conversation moved on, but the energy had changed. Not because he spoke, but because he didn't. That evening, the quiet followed him home. His thoughts grew louder. He replayed the moment again and again. The interruption, the laughter, the feeling of being exposed. He questioned himself in ways he hadn't before. Was I careless? Did they see something I don't? Am I falling behind without realizing it? The fear of being wrong can feel heavier than the humiliation itself. It doesn't shout, it whispers. It makes you doubt your instincts. For a while, he sat with that discomfort. And then he made a decision. He wouldn't argue with people's opinions. He wouldn't try to correct how they saw him. He would focus on what he could control. The next morning, he arrived earlier than usual. Not to impress anyone. Not to be noticed, just to create space. He reviewed his work slowly, carefully, without panic. He asked questions where he wasn't sure. He listened more than he spoke. He didn't announce his effort. He didn't explain his silence. He just worked. Days passed, then weeks. Nothing dramatic happened. No apology came. No sudden recognition. The people who laughed didn't change overnight. But something subtle began to shift. The same people who once questioned him started watching more closely. He didn't rush to speak in meetings. He didn't defend every suggestion. He stayed calm, measured, focused. There was a quiet steadiness about him. And steadiness has a way of making people pause. A new opportunity appeared without much attention. A project that required patience more than personality. Focus more than confidence. Leadership didn't ask who wanted it. They assigned it to him. There was no announcement, no explanation, just a brief conversation and an expectation. When he walked into the next meeting, the room felt familiar. Same lights, same table, some of the same faces. But something inside him had changed. He wasn't carrying the need to prove anything. He presented clearly. When questions came, he answered them simply. When he didn't know something, he said so without hesitation. There was no tension this time, only attention. When it ended, the room stayed quiet for a moment. Not awkward, not judgmental, just still. Then someone nodded. No one laughed. No one questioned his place. And the person who once doubted him avoided his eyes, not out of guilt, but recognition. That was when he understood. Silence had not protected him from pain. It had protected him from becoming reactive. By not responding emotionally, he had given himself time. Time to improve. Time to grow. Time to let his actions replace his explanations. Humiliation only holds power when you feed it. When you argue, it grows louder. When you react, it spreads. But when you choose silence and discipline, it slowly fades. Many people misunderstand silence. They see it as weakness, as avoidance, as fear. But silence can also be restraint. It can be patience. It can be trust in long-term growth. He didn't succeed because he stayed quiet in that meeting. He succeeded because of what he did afterward. And that lesson stayed with him. Not every moment demands a response. Not every misunderstanding needs to be corrected immediately. Some things are better answered with time, consistency, and quiet effort. If you are facing a moment like this right now, a public mistake, an awkward silence, a judgment you didn't expect, pause before reacting. Ask yourself where your energy is better spent, in defending the moment or in building beyond it. Growth doesn't announce itself loudly. It arrives quietly. And when it does, it changes how people see you without you having to say a word. If this story felt familiar, take a moment with it. Think about a time when you reacted quickly and wished you hadn't, or a time when you stayed quiet and later understood why it mattered. If this message brought you clarity, gently like the video so others can discover it. Share your thoughts or experience in the comments. Your perspective might help someone else feel less alone. And if someone in your life needs this reminder, consider sharing this story with them. Some lessons don't need noise. They just need time.